is my Planet Rock.
Hello and welcome to the Iron Maiden Book of Souls album special on Planet Rock. In place of My Planet Rocks tonight, we're celebrating Iron Maiden's new album. Over the next hour, you'll hear Bruce, Adrian, Steve, and Nicko from the band talking about their epic new double album. Let's kick off with Maiden's legendary vocalist, Bruce Dickinson, talking to Wyatt.
So, making the football analogy with Iron Maiden, if I may, I always think that when a premier band, or as you are, an iconic band, bringing out a new album, it's almost like the start of a new season, like a Premier League season. There's the reviews, there's the previews, everyone's talking about it. But this one, from all the other releases I can think of, seems to be bigger than ever. The hype, the coverage. Is it that way, or have I just got my eyes more open this time?
I think it is for a whole variety of reasons. You know, it's got a lot, this one. It's got drama. It's got everything. You know, it's got obviously the illness, the all of it. You know, so the backstory to it, the setup for it, and everything else is interesting. But the album actually, I think, lives up to the hype.
Guitarist Adrian Smith with Paul Anthony.
The last album, The Final Frontier, 5 years ago, which is the longest time really between Maiden albums. I mean, when you're touring an album as much as Maiden tour, I mean, all four corners of the globe, when you come off that touring cycle, are you ready for a break then, or do you think, do you know what, we need to start writing a new album? I mean, do you like to have that distance between it?
Well, we normally do. We normally like to have a break, but in fact, the way this worked out, we did a tour last year. We finished the tour in August and then went straight into writing to prepare to go in the studio later in the year. So you kind of take that feel of the tour, the audiences, the excitement, the vibe, you know, I think that carried over into the writing. That's why everyone turned up with so much ideas, you know, and that's why it's such a long album. Everyone was really inspired and wanting to do this, you know. And like you say, it's been 5 years, so, you know, there was a lot of ideas built up, you know.
I remember when The Final Frontier was first announced, a lot of people were reading a lot into it that wasn't there, Final Frontier, final offering from Iron Maiden. I mean, that must have affected the band because you weren't ready unpacking it at any stage then.
No, not at all. I mean, it's just happened to be, the word in final, the word final, people were trying to seeing something that wasn't there, but no, we didn't no intention of, not carrying on. So here we are again with another album.
Bass player Steve Harris.
The opening track of the album, If Eternity Should Fail, is probably one of the heaviest opening tracks that I think Maiden have done, but it certainly sets the scene for the whole album, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Bruce had that idea, and I was really impressed with his idea of the song. It's really powerful, and straight away I said to him, this has to open the album. And same thing as well, that when he did the other song, which took him loads of time, he's on the piano pretty much every day for a month doing the other one. I said to him, that's got to close it. You know, it just felt right. It just so happened to be his songs, but it doesn't really matter whose songs they are. It's just, it just felt natural, the right thing to do. And, you know, I was go on my gut instinct, and I think it was right, you know.
Now, the first track we played, we had the first play of Speed of Light just a couple of weeks ago. The reaction before we played it was absolutely phenomenal. When we played it again, it just completely flew, and it really did put Maiden back on the map, because 5 years is a long time. And let's be fair, a lot of people did think that, you know, with the title of Final Frontier, would that be the end of Maiden? But that was never the case.
No, I mean, I think it was Bruce's little bit of fun at the time to try and wind people up. We always knew that at some point we would do another album. And I think the same thing now, really. I mean, in fact, as soon as we came out recording of that, this last album, Adrian and Bruce in particular were saying, oh, you know, I'd definitely like to do another one. So, I mean, it's fine by me, because I'd like to do another one as well. And I think it's just a question of making sure everyone else does. I'm sure they do, so hopefully this won't be the last one either. But funny thing was, Adrian was the last one actually other than me, so, you know, and I just said to him, you know, just going out the door, sort of thinking, well, if this was the last one, it'd be a good one to finish on, wouldn't it? And that was it, and kind of, you know, it was left like that. But I don't think it will be the last one, you know. I think as long as everyone's okay, and, you know, obviously everyone knows the history of what's happened with Bruce and all that, but, you know, I'm sure as long as everyone's fighting fit and everything, I'm sure we'll do another one at some point.
Its release was delayed due to the shocking news that singer Bruce Dickinson had been diagnosed with head and neck cancer.
You know, after the tour finished, and then end of November, very early December, you know, that was it, done. And then I promptly just went home, went to see the doctor, and then a week later got told that I'd cancer, head and neck cancer. So that's it. And that, in actual fact, that's exactly how they told me. She opened up a file and went, "Hello, Mr. Dickinson. I have a letter here that says you have a head and neck cancer." I went, "Thank you so much."
Would you like a sweet now?
Would you like a boiled? Yeah. I sat down in December with the doc, and I said, "Okay, what are we going to do about it then?" And this was the oncology doc, so this was the cancer doctor, because you have a whole bunch of people suddenly get round you in a cluster when this happens. You've got your doctor, your GP, and then you've got the ear, nose and throat doctor, and she had a good poke around, and then she passes you on to the oncology doctor, he's the guy that actually gets rid of it for you.
Yeah.
And then along the way you go see the dentist as well, because there's all kinds of other things that might happen, like all your teeth might fall out and all this kind of stuff, which I went, huh? But they didn't, thank God, so far anyway. And then on the way, hopefully out of it, it all happens in reverse. And it's a bit like being a rugby ball. You get passed from one side to the other, and you eventually normalise, and you end up sort of back with your GP, you know. But along the way, you go for regular checkups. I mean, I'm going every month now, and they stick a scope down my throat and have a good feel around and have a poke. And
to make it sound kinky.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is, yeah. Hideous.
So once you got the all clear, was it almost over-enthusiasm, or was it cautious? Were you thinking, right, we can crack on with this, I really want to get on with it, or was it just business as normal? What was it for you?
No, and there's a degree of healing up to be done. But at the same time, there's an album to get out. You know, so you know, obviously there's prospect of a tour next year. You know, and you know, we're getting ready for that. But you know, I'll be rehearsing. I'll be giving myself a really good run in to rehearsals, because you know, I've got to get the pipes back in tune, and there's still a lot of healing up going on internally.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I look, you know, pretty healthy externally, and indeed I am, you know. But it's the innards that have been pretty well fried.
Yeah.
You know, so that needs to heal, and that takes some time.
Bassist Steve Harris.
Well, yeah, you went for basically like routine checkup, really, at the end of after recording was all done. And then you got results a couple of weeks later, and obviously the shell shock, and for him obviously it was devastating. The rest of us, it was obviously a massive concern, and you know, basically put the whole future in uncertainty. So you know, you can't plan or do anything. Obviously, we just got to wait and see how he was going to deal with it. And I mean, he's such a, you know, sort of strong person, you know, mentally and physically, that you know that he's got probably much better than half a chance of, you know, sorting it out. But even so, there's obviously an element of doubt. I'm sure there must have been even in his mind. I'm sure, you know, he went through some turmoil himself, but he's a very, very positive person, and that is a massive part of getting better, as most people know. So, and you know, certainly now, you know, we can go onwards and upwards, and he's been given the all clear, and which is great.
Planet Rock.